Everybody, we're going to be calling this meeting of the Board of Education to order, March 18th, 2026, 6:06 p.m. Can I have a roll call?
David Shepard,
Present.
Rachel Merrickwin, present, Dr. Michael Thomas,
Present.
O'Neill Gray, Lauren Dowden,
Present.
Denise Jones,
Yes.
Michael Allman,
Present.
Lauren.
If everyone could please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody. If the Board of Education could review the agenda in front of them, and if there are no additions or deletions to be made, if I could have a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Excellent. Is there a second?
Second,
Very good. Roll call, please.
Dr. Michael Thomas,
Yes.
Rachel Merrickwin, yes, O'Neill Gray,
Yay.
Denise Jones,
Yes.
David Shepard,
Yes.
Lauren Dowden,
Yay.
Michael Allmiller.
Yay. Excellent. All right, we're gonna jump right in. Staff reports. Dr. Woodland, if you please.
Okay, first off, we have an update from our student advisory board. And I'm gonna start with the group that's presenting on PE uniforms. If you could come up here, that would be greatly appreciated. And please remember to introduce yourselves to the board.
I'm Colleen Rank.
I'm Cameron Brennan. I'm an 8th grader at Central Middle School and I'm on the student advisory board.
My name's Jaden Nussin. I'm an 8th grader and I'm on the student advisory board at Central Middle School.
All right, we're ready to hear your proposal.
Our first reason is that teenagers at Central Middle School go through a lot of growth spurts at this time, and that can lead them to having to it leads to them having to rebuy gym clothes throughout the school year, and also leads to them just having to spend extra money on everything.
Do we wanna redo?
Yeah.
Okay. Where there's always time for redos, guys. You got this.
Okay. These are like the three main reasons on why we think gym uniforms should get changed at Central Middle School. Teenagers at this age go through a lot of growth spurts that lead to gym uniforms having to be rebought throughout the school year. Our second reason is that the material from with the gym uniforms can cause people to be uncomfortable and distracted during gym class. And our third reason is that some people may not be able to purchase the gym uniforms due to them being quite expensive. In total, the shirts are $10 and the shorts are $12, which can be kind of pricey for a gym uniform that you use every day at school.
For the first reason, if teens don't have a correct size fitting gym uniform, they may feel uncomfortable and not want to participate in gym, which can lead to a worse education environment, especially in like a physical class. The second reason, as an explanation, if you have to focus on irritable material, then you might be distracted during gym, which again creates a bad learning environment and can like not make you want to participate.
The last reason is if a student cannot afford a gym uniform, that will lead to them not being able to participate. And it's unfair to them because other kids have a gym uniform when they can't.
That was it.
Thank you so much.
I have a
I have a
question.
question.
Yeah, look at that. You guys did so good, first of all.
Great job. Does anyone have a design for this uniform?
So what we were thinking, I think it was actually her who brought it up in the meeting. We thought that different gym classes should have different colors because in the locker room you can get your gym uniform mixed up really easily. So I would just probably keep the same design, like Usually it's just the central logo and then your name is right here on the shirt and then your name is right here on the shorts.
So you think each grade level have a different?
No, each like gym class, like let's say, because there's usually around 3 gym teachers,
Okay.
so each class has a different one. It would make it easy to differentiate your uniform.
Question. What don't you all like about the uniform? I got the reasons why you want to change them. You know, they don't fit, cost too much, growth spurts, expensive. I got it. What is it that you all don't like?
I think that like the gym uniforms are kind of made as like a co-ed, so it's like kind of fit for like males and females. So many people from both genders have kind of said that it's uncomfortable and that the designs are more specific to fit everyone opposed to like specific.
Okay. So they're uncomfortable and pretty much you all just feel like they're just general, regular,
Yes.
generic kind of uniforms. You want something that pop, that's more comfortable, that's,
What
okay,
I
got it.
also heard too, if I recall, was choice. Is that accurate?
Yeah,
Colleen, do you
more
wanna speak to
options.
that?
Okay.
I think that there should be more options for, because right now there's only a sweatshirt, sweatpants, and a t-shirt and shorts. I think that there should be more options than just that.
Girls really like leggings.
I have a question for any of our educational professionals. Why do we have gym uniforms? Is it just like a hygiene reason?
It's definitely a hygiene reason. And I have heard directly from our staff that we would still recommend, and actually the students, that they wouldn't like to be in the,
Like regular street clothes?
especially if you had like PE and first period. Yes. Correct?
Yes, ma'am, agree with that.
Okay. All right, thank you so much, guys. All right, next we have a group presenting out on information regarding our 5th to 6th grade transition, which also leads into our calendar that will be presented this evening. All right, come on up. Did you have a presentation that you wanted to share with us?
We should have sent it to you.
Oh, okay. Boy, you're really putting me on the spot. You know what? You guys are really smart.
Mhm.
Dan Lee, can you send it to dlee@d124.org? Look at that delegation.
And who are our people up here while she's sending that?
My name is Talia Knight. I am in the 7th grade for Student Advisory Board for
Welcome.
Central Middle School.
Hi, I'm Sylvia. I'm in 8th grade at Central.
Welcome. We know.
We know.
I'm Sophia Duras. I'm on the Student Advisory Board at Central.
Welcome.
Great, Dan, are we able to present it? Okay, sorry about that.
Who's got their brackets done? Nobody?
I did. I raised my hand.
I'm sure Eric has his done too. Oh, wow.
You don't do the play-in games, huh? Oh. I respect that. Get the field finalized.
Just to also provide everyone with an update too, so these topics actually come from the students directly, but I was also very passionate about this topic. So even though they are currently 7th and 8th graders, they are passionate about making sure our transition from 5th to 6th grade is as smooth and solid as possible. Very nice.
Uh,
Ready, we're ready.
Okay, incoming sixth grade orientation. For a background, as a student advisory board, we want incoming sixth grade students to feel welcome at Central. This transition from elementary school to middle school can be very overwhelming and scary for kids. We want them to feel comfortable with the transition and provide them with extra support. We want to be very positive and encourage students so that they want to attend CMS. Those students need to be as prepared as possible, so we are recommending a sixth grade orientation day.
Orientation Day. For this day to happen, the incoming sixth graders will be the only ones in the building the first day of school. The rest of the students will come in on the following day.
Things happening that day. Incoming sixth graders will start the day in advisory and travel to all their classes. Practice their locker combinations, and we will educate students about the hectic schedule and hallway crowding. And lastly, we will talk to students about procedures like hallway lunch and how important it is to wear their ID.
How crowded are those hallways?
It's really bad. Something I noticed this year is the 7th grade class and the 6th grade class is very large, so we have to like Mr. Murphy's classroom is used by 6th graders and 8th graders, which have a really large grade.
Yeah.
Okay, some things that could get students excited about school is talking to them about athletics, clubs, and activities that we provide at Central. Popsicles and ice cream on Fridays, which we already usually have in the lunchroom. A la carte options. A la carte is it's basically this tall cart in the lunchroom that at the end of lunch they flip it around and it has chips, fruit roll-ups, stuff like that that's available to purchase. Fun Olympics, it's a PBIS incentive. Basically they have it's once out of the year. And if you don't have any type of like suspensions or detentions or anything like that, you can go in the gym, either stay in the bleachers or play the games that are provided. Culture night, I don't know that much about culture night, but I think, isn't it at Southeast?
We had culture night at the middle school. We
Yeah.
had Black History Month at Southeast. That's probably
Yes.
what you're thinking of.
I think that's really important because it makes, Evergreen's already fairly diverse, and I think that really does create a safe environment for everybody in the community to come. The Grinch breakfast, this is just something kind of fun during like the winter season. Field trips, we have a lot of fun ones for 8th graders, as long as you don't have any type of suspensions or, I think it's just suspensions in schools or out of schools. At the end of the year, 8th grade goes to Great America, and then 7th grade has Springfield, which I thought was super fun. We got to go and see like Lincoln's old house and tomb and stuff like that, and then of course the assemblies. We just had someone come in from the high school, I can't recall his name, but he talked about mental health and everything, and he was really interactive with everybody, and I thought that was really important too.
Also suggested by our student advisory board.
I hope the administration board will consider making this transition possible for these incoming 6th graders. Honestly, I think no one can truly be prepared for middle school. It's just, it's a difficult transition, but everyone gets the hang of it eventually. But I think this would really help out those incoming 6th graders. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Excellent job. Very well done. I love the branding. You picked green. So impressive. All right, thank you to our student advisory board members. We'll definitely follow up with you. And of course, you have the freedom to leave. You're welcome to stay, but of course, grab a cupcake on your way out.
Thank you, guys.
All right, next we have our review of our audit. And so, Eric, are you gonna introduce her? Here he is. No need. Hi there, how are you?
Hello, good evening. I do have to say before I start, warms my heart that there's so many people interested to hear about the school district's audit.
Right.
See it, we're gonna go through every page. So my name is McKay Thorpe, audit principal from Lauterbach and Amen. I can say it was another successful audit. And that's only due to all the hard work that Eric and his team does throughout the year. You know, we come in and their day-to-day job doesn't end. We essentially add more stress to their plate and asking for support to be pulled and questioning certain increases or decreases, which Eric and his team, they do a wonderful job in working with us and really kind of providing some really well thought out answers. So we just want to say thank you again to Eric. Okay, so I know you guys got a lot to go through today in your board meeting agenda. So I'm gonna do a very high level overview. But if there's any questions at all when you're going through the packet, Eric has my contact info, so please don't hesitate to reach out, just cause I know it's a school night, so. Alright, so we'll start with your ISB AFR score. And so what the ISB, and this isn't in the packet, this is something separate that we submit to ISB. And so essentially what we do is we take this whole entire book, ISB sends us a format of files that we need to put all this information in. And then with that, ISB calculates a finance profile score, which is between 1 and 4, where 4 is the highest. And the district, once again, for fiscal year 6/30/2025, received a score of 3.9. So we love to see that, so awesome job. Okay, so we'll start with this big packet first, and we'll go to page number 1. So this is the most important page of the whole document. This is your audit opinion, which the district, once again, for fiscal year 6/30/2025, received an unmodified opinion. This is the highest level opinion that we can offer, which this is consistent with all the prior years of your opinions. So once again, congratulations to the district on receiving that opinion. Okay, so if you flip over to page 5, it's titled Management Discussion Analysis. It's more of a narrative. So this is really great because essentially we take all this information and we put it in more of a story mode where what we do is we fill in a number, send it over to Eric, and he's able to kind of review and explain in the district's own words why certain areas either increase or decrease. So that's really awesome to see. Also, there's some charts and graphs later on in the pages if you're more of a visual learner. So if you go to page 18, once again, I'm doing a very high level, so if you guys have any questions afterwards, please don't hesitate to reach out via email. But page 18 is your balance sheet. So this is your assets, liabilities, deferred, and fund balance. And you're gonna see this is primarily your major funds, so general, which is primarily educational, capital projects, and non-major, which would be like your transportation fund. But assets driven by your cash and your property taxes. So the property taxes you haven't received yet for the 2025 levy. Liabilities primarily driven by your accounts payable or payroll. So these are the summer pays that are going on. And then your deferred items, which you'll see is the same dollar amount as receivables. So it's again related to the property taxes. Then you flip over to page 20. You're gonna see it's gonna look very similar instead of with the general capital projects. But now it's your income statement, so your revenues, expenses, other financing sources, which for this year, main driver and the changes were the debt issuance that came in this year. And so revenues primarily driven by your property taxes, and then any of your state and federal grants. Expenditures, once again, your salaries are the main driver there. And then like I mentioned before, other financing sources, that's the debt issuance that came out. All right, and we'll flip to page number 22. So this is called Notes to the Financial Statements. I always say if you can't sleep at night, turn to this page and you'll be out within 5 pages. It's very dense. There's a lot of accounting terminology, verbiage, but pretty much just goes through how we conducted our audit to make sure that the district is in line with GASB standards, which GASB is a government accounting standard board. They essentially tell us how we have to audit you to make sure that you're following standards of them. And so it goes into your capital assets, so how much buildings, equipment, and then it also touches on your long-term debt, so that new debt that was issued last fiscal year. It kind of shows principal that's made and any principal that's due in the next year. So I'm gonna pause there. Like I said, it's a very high level because I know you guys got a lot going on. Is there any questions or anything you want me to dive into before moving on to the management letter? But just real quick, just overall though, very clean audit. Like I said, Eric does a real great job in running the district and everything, so, yeah. All right, perfect, sweet. All right, so I'll just quickly, I'm not gonna go dive too deep in the management letter. Just kinda wanna explain what it is. So best way to look at it is you break it down to 3 levels. So what we do as your auditors is we always wanna give recommendations, right? We audit all other school districts, so we kinda see what they do. We also listen to GASB, and they kind of provide some recommendations to us that we wanna make sure we share with the district. And so the 3 levels are, the first one's more informative. So if there's any new GASB standards coming on the pipeline, obviously we want Eric and the board to know, just so there's no surprises. Second level is best practices. So like I mentioned, these are practices that GASB sees, districts in California, Washington, Texas, and they say, hey, this worked out really well. We want you guys to share this with your districts. And then the third level is operational, so if there's any like internal controls. Really happy to say that we found no issues. And the third level is more so just best practices and just areas to kind of beef up some in and out stuff. So like I said, I'm doing very high level. So if there's any questions on the management letter recommendations. Alright, sounds good. Well, that's all I got.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nope.
Next up, we have Rebecca Tyrrell presenting our ISB Award of Excellence to our school administrator, Megan Lack.
So each year, the Illinois State Board of Education sponsors the Those Who Excel in Teacher of the Year program to honor educators who have made significant contributions to public and non-public elementary and secondary schools across the state. All applicants are reviewed and scored by a committee composed of ISB staff, representatives from educational organizations, and current and past award recipients. Based on this rigorous selection process, honorees are recognized as one of 3 levels: Award of Excellence, Award of Meritorious Service, and Award of Special Recognition. Today, we proudly recognize Megan Lack for her outstanding achievement in receiving the Award of Excellence, the program's highest honor. This distinction is reserved for educators who demonstrate an unwavering commitment to equity and the success of all students, actively collaborate with colleagues, students, and families to foster positive school cultures, and serve as lifelong learners who inspire others within and beyond their school communities. Megan is an outstanding educational leader whose passion, knowledge, and dedication have left a significant mark on our district. Now in her first year as Assistant Director of Student Support Services, she has seamlessly transitioned into this leadership role after serving 3 years as a case manager. Her path is grounded in extensive classroom and program experience, including teaching in a self-contained autism program,
leading a transition program, serving as a resource teacher, and working as a lead case manager at a middle school level. These experiences have provided her with deep expertise in curriculum, programming, instructional strategies, scheduling, and behavior interventions. However, it's her humility and approachable leadership style that truly distinguishes her. Megan is known for speaking and thinking quickly and creatively, often generating innovative solutions that thoroughly balance the needs of students, staff, and families. She is a leader who believes in action, consistently modeling strategies, working alongside staff, and ensuring that new practices are implemented with confidence and support. Her willingness to step in, collaborate, and lead by example has made her a trusted resource not only for teachers, but for fellow administrators. Colleagues frequently describe Megan as their go-to person, someone who provides a listening ear, fresh perspective, and practical solutions to complex challenges. Her positivity and unwavering commitment to special education inspire those around her to continuously grow and improve. She approaches every situation with empathy, professionalism, and a deep belief in the potential of all students. Megan's impact extends beyond the school environment to the families she serves. Parents consistently express appreciation for her accessibility, her advocacy, and her genuine care she shows for their children. She builds strong, trusting relationships that reinforce her belief that every student deserves not only a quality education, but also a supportive and empowering environment. In every role that she has held, Megan has proven herself to be an innovative thinker, a dedicated advocate, and a leader who builds trust through action. Her passion for education, commitment to equity, and compassion for students and families make her an invaluable member of District 124 and a truly deserving recipient of the Award of Excellence through ISB. Megan will be honored April 18th downstate with other recipients, but for now, please join me in congratulating Megan on this well-deserved recognition and the meaningful impact she continues to make across the district.
Thank you, Becky, for all of the kind words. I'm really shocked right now. I was not expecting my family to be here. I have really valued my time working in the district, and I really appreciate being recognized for the work that I do, although I think that the greatest recognition is just like the day-to-day interactions I have with these kids and their families and the staff, and I appreciate all the staff that came out tonight as well. So thank you for giving me an opportunity and continuing to believe in me and supporting the work that I'm doing here. So thank you.
Congratulations. Okay, next up, I have Dr. Bannock presenting on a nomination for our 2026 Golden Apple Award for Excellence in Teaching, Siobhan Brewer. Aren't you glad we got those headshots now? Huh? Aren't you glad we got those headshots?
This isn't actually one of the headshots, I'll be honest.
Oh.
Yeah. So we're very excited tonight. Ms. Brewer is with us. So the Golden Apple Foundation recognizes teachers that show excellence and help improve student achievement. And so Ms. Brewer was chosen out of over 500 applicants to be one of their 30 finalists within the state of Illinois. So this is a great. So Ms. Brewer does an amazing job. She's currently our 5th grade math teacher, and she always finds ways to make learning exciting for our students. So everything from using a program called Pear Deck, where she puts problems up, so the students go in, they put their answers in, and then engage each other to interact and figure out the answer, to having a nurse log in the classroom with bugs. She actually made me put the bugs in, but after that, the students were able to watch them and see them interact within that environment. And even going so far as dressing as Colonel Sanders to teach her kids, using KFC, I think it's, for
for dividing fractions.
dividing fractions, yep. So she goes out of her way to make the learning accessible to her students. Outside of the classroom, she also finds a lot of ways to get involved. So she started our drama club at the school, doing musicals from Frozen to Finding Nemo. This year it's Dorothy in Wonderland. She always does a great job pushing the students. And students love being in the program. We have over 40, we usually have 40 to 50 students involved within that program each year. In addition to that, she runs our student ambassador program. So she gets volunteers and the students do various things for the other students within the building. For Valentine's Day, they made hearts to put on everyone's lockers with motivational statements that they could use to encourage one another to do better. She also does mentoring with students within our school, and she serves on our PBIS Tier 2 committee. And then she does homework club as well as tutoring students as well too. So she's just a great example of great teaching, and she really takes the students' interests at heart and really tries to push them and move them forward. So we're very excited to have her win the award. The next steps is they're doing a site visit actually on Monday, we just found out. So we're busy planning on that. And then there's an award ceremony on April 18th for all the finalists, and then shortly after that they announce who, I think it's nine winners that'll be announced. So we're very excited. She's a great teacher, and we're excited to have her recognized tonight. So.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Brewer, and we really wanted to honor you tonight to send you on your well wishes. I'm certain the site visit will go exceptionally well on Monday, and we wish you the best of luck in the process. Congratulations.
I'm honored, thank you everyone. It's been a very surreal moment, but I'm glad that I made it this far, and I'm glad that, I'm thankful that, it's being, all my hard work and efforts are being noticed. And I think even one of my little kiddos is here, the one that, and her mom. So I'm just thankful for the community, and I'm thankful to be part of Evergreen. Evergreen.
And who else do you have with you today?
Oh yes, and I have my mom and my daughter, and I have my son. My other daughter couldn't make it, she's at drama club practice herself, so.
Thank you so much, and please take the cupcakes on the way out. All right, next up we have DLA Architect Firm. They're presenting out on two different concepts tonight that include updates from our middle school recommendations as well as our bid for paint. Eric's talking.
Hello, so before I introduce DLA, FH Passion, and also PMA, who are all going to be presenting about the middle school, I wanted to go over real quick the Northwest Elementary School painting bids. The bid occurred on March 5th. And the opening was at 2 p.m. We had 5 contractors that submitted bids, and we are bringing forward the recommendation today to approve Oosterbands and Sons Company with the following bid value: base bid of $460,000. They were the lowest bid by about $8,000. And now DLA and FH Passion are going to go over middle school, and then we have Tammy from PTMA to talk about the costs.
Hey. We're just clapping for everyone tonight. Yeah.
Thanks, Eric. I really wanted to be part of the team today, so. It's good to see all of you. Last time we were here, we were given called a significant challenge to go back and look at ways to try and reduce cost at the middle school project without sacrificing too much. Ultimately, we looked at a number of options, some of them with a lower cost attached to them, but in talking with administration, they really didn't actually meet the programmatic needs that you had. They were stripped down too much. There were versions that looked at trying to save existing portions of the building, but then it didn't solve some of the underlying issues that you have, like the crowded hallways, accessibility issues. And ultimately, while the cost was lower, it didn't meet the needs. So what we have to present today is a reduced version while still meeting all the needs that you have programmatically and solving a majority of the issues. So with that, I will turn it over to Heather, who's put in most of the work on this.
Alright, so the first thing when we learned that we needed to reduce scope is we met with the district to learn what the really important things are, the things that we needed to keep in. And then some of the things that could be maybe reduced or changed. So this is a list of how we were able to cut 15,000 square feet out of the original design. And that's really how we save money, is by cutting square footage. So the first item on here is we originally had a full kitchen that was serving all the schools, so food we made there and delivered. That was a lot of square footage for that kitchen, so that cut a lot out. If we reduce that down to a smaller warming kitchen, that does mean a change to how food service is delivered, but it saves a lot of money. We looked at the student population and how many students you have, how many students per classroom. We had built in a lot of extra, or not a lot, a few extra classrooms just to plan for future growth. That is something that was determined that could be a future addition should that growth happen. So we reduced those down from 29 to 25. We have a plan for how that future addition can happen, and you'll see that on the plan. But that cut some square footage out, and then looking at how science is delivered. So right now there are 6 full science labs, and it was determined that a lot of times they only need a classroom. They don't necessarily need a full lab. And so we, in looking at the scheduling, changed that to be 3 full labs and then just 4 flex rooms. So those could be used for science, they could be used for a physics lab or for something else. So we have flexibility built in there. The music room we resized that based on the actual size of the band that is being served. So those music rooms got smaller. We had a learning stair in there, which is kind of a gathering stair component, which I'm sure you've all seen. Not necessary, nice to have, so that got eliminated. And then we have some additional student breakouts and flex spaces. We were able to retain some of those, but we reduced some of those. And then the fitness room got reduced as well. So if we go through the plans, we can kind of point out. It will look very similar on site. So the site circulation was really important. We kept that and kept the drop off and pickup the way that it had been oriented. But you can see everything kind of shrunk in, so it doesn't look a lot different, but everything kind of shrunk in. And you can see where that future addition can happen. So the building will be planned in such a way that could happen should you need it in the future. Moving on to the first floor here, some changes. We were able to, this is another cost savings, that area in red is the storm shelter. So that's actually the most expensive square footage. So we took the stage that had been part of that and pulled that out and added it on to the cafeteria. So if it's a cafetorium now, so that kind of got reoriented, but the general orientation of everything is very similar, where we have that cafeteria in the middle. It's kind of an open light space. It's still like the light well for the building. And then everything else is gathered around that and has been kind of shuffled a little bit to fit. And then moving on to the second floor, library is still looking down into that cafeteria space. Fitness is still looking down into the gymnasium space, and the science labs, those ones in dark green, are still stacked. And then the third floor, just the additional classrooms and STEM lab and everything are still included. So that's how we got to that reduction. Those are the kind of the decisions that we made with the district to get there. Any questions?
Everyone, I'm Josh Kern. I'm with FH Passion, the construction management firm. So we worked collaboratively with DLA through this process as they were revising this design, optimizing the design to support that with cost estimating, budgeting. I don't have any attractive images to share. I live in spreadsheets, so yeah, we really worked with them, as this design was optimized to to support that with our cost data, I mean, at the end of the day, it's quantifying this, making sure that there's a responsible budget, that we're maximizing the value. So we really leveraged our in-house cost estimating, looking at our cost database, similar projects, looking at the current market data, and really projecting this out to when this work would happen. So the most important thing was that this budget captures everything. So it's, when we're talking about the project, it's the building, it's the demolition of the existing school, it's all of the site work that you've seen, it includes all the management, all the architectural services, all the required insurances and bonding, and then the furniture, everything that's gonna need to go into building this project, delivering the project. So we really wanted to make sure we are giving cost certainty to accompany this design that's being presented. You know, having said that, there's risks, right? There's a lot of uncertainty in the market right now. It was, you know, tariffs 6-8 months. I think the last time we presented it was the big risk on tariffs. Now there's gas prices that are spiked. So obviously there's risk that we're trying to quantify and manage as part of this without being overly conservative. So that was what we had looked at internally as well. And carrying the proper escalation. Again, if this is being presented on a November referendum, there's design time that needs to happen. This work is occurring in 27 into 2028. So again, looking at that very strategically and making sure we're capturing that proper escalation, looking at what goes into building on a dense occupied site with an active building in place, and making sure all of that's basically getting incorporated into the phasing and the pricing and the budgeting. And then, like I mentioned, just making sure we're addressing that market uncertainty, carrying the proper contingency, and really we want to have full transparency. So we want to give you cost certainty that you can depend on this number, and then if this were to progress, we would continue to just show all of this transparently. I think there would be opportunities for looking at certain items to break out into alternates, as some of these risks are kind of more quantifiable when we're at that point where this is really going out to bid. So that all of that was kind of built into this revised budget of the $68 million that represents this new design. So that's the update that I have. Any questions on that? Okay, great, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, next up we have Tammy. Hi Tammy, how are you?
I'm good, how's everybody?
Good.
Good. It's hard to follow an exciting audit. Talk about bonds. I'm next. So anyway, thanks for having me out. Just wanted to give you some numbers since we just heard some updated cost estimates. So I'm gonna start off with kind of the high level detail first, and then we can look at a little more individual information in a second on the structure. So what we did was we took a $68 million project scope and we paid it back over 30 years. We used current market rates and we added 0.25%. We talk a little bit about uncertainty and cost estimates, not being sure where some things may go with construction. There's uncertainty in the markets right now, which I know we all understand given what's happened geopolitically. But I will tell you that actually when there's things that influence oil prices negatively, that actually bodes well for the bond market historically. So the bond market is actually, for the first quarter of 2026, been really outstanding, and that's largely because municipal supply can't keep up with demand. There has been a little bit of some volatility in the last couple weeks, no doubt, but the bond market in general, the tone is very, very strong. But we still felt it was appropriate to add some cushion into the current market environment that we're in. So we estimate with that 0.25% of conservatism, you would sell those bonds over 30 years at a true interest cost of a 4.7%. That would result in a tax rate increase estimated of about 64 cents in levy year 26, because we assumed for today that this was a November 26 referendum. So if it passed, it would impact property tax bills payable in calendar year 27. And so for someone with a $300,000 market value home, that would increase their property tax bill by just over $600, as you can see here. Okay, if we go to the next slide, I know these numbers are really small, but I just wanted you to have the detail. Again, we ran it over 30 years. The average annual payment is just over $4.3 million per year. And if you look at all the detail in your spare time, you can see how that increases that tax rate projected as by about 64 cents, as I mentioned. Okay? And then if we go to the next slide, just to show you in a graphic representation, the blue bars on this graph represent the payments that are on file with the county clerk for non-referendum bonds that you as a board and district have sold before. So we're assuming, again, as the green bars are the referendum hypothetical payments, we're assuming those are flat every single year, as I said, that roughly $4.3 million number. So you can see obviously there's an increase, but then it drops down in a couple years and then several years later. That's just because, again, we're trying to be conservative with the referendum payments. You're in a community that it's not like you have all this vacant land, you're gonna get all this new tax base with all this commercial, industrial coming in. It's appropriate when you're more landlocked, that you have those level payments for 20 years, or 30 years, excuse me. So I just wanted to mention that. That's why we structured it that way. Okay? Do you have any questions at all about the numbers?
Tammy, can you explain, just again publicly for everyone, how do you find the assessed value of your home?
Sure. The best way to do that is to look at your property tax bill. So, and they present it in a couple of different ways, but that's gonna be the most reliable source for what the value of your house is. A lot of people think about, well, I could sell my house for this, and that's great, but truly, the value that's communicated on your property tax bill or the assessment notice that you get is gonna provide the most updated information. And ultimately, if the board were to decide to go to referendum at some point, we would provide this tax impact calculator. You've seen it before, I think it's derived right from what comes off your tax bill so that someone has that bill, they can input the number into the calculator and get the best accurate number based on current information.
Great, thank you.
So if I understand it correctly, between the work that our construction manager and DLA has put together and what you put in front of us, it looks like it's been cut roughly in half, a little shy of half.
Based on our original, I think.
Based on the original, sorry.
The
yeah.
original
Originally, it was gonna be
109.8.
about 1,000-ish
It was,
annual, and that was 600 for.
So, that, yeah, a little more than
Ish.
ish, sure. That's a technical term, sure, yes, yes.
That's a lot of labor.
Significantly less, yes, for sure.
Excellent.
Yep.
Well, I really appreciate everybody working with us on this. I know it's never fun when we have to call an audible late like that, but I appreciate everybody just going back at it, especially all the re-renderings that we asked you to do and taking our feedback with a grain of salt. I know it was, it's work, and then we get some of the proposals in front of us and I'm like, so I appreciate nobody taking it personally.
any other questions? We have all the people in the room tonight, so. All right, thank you so much, I really appreciate it.
We have a cupcake on the way out.
You can absolutely get a, make sure you bring one home for your daughter. Make sure you bring one home for your daughter.
It's a tooth today, so she gets a.
Oh, there you go. That's great, that was exciting. Great. Wasn't that exciting, Lauren?
That was exciting.
All right, next up, we're gonna welcome Central Middle School to give us an update on discipline. And you have this lovely colored sheet in front of you that I also believe that they will be referring to.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. So I'm proud to present tonight with our deans, Danielle Wesson and John Jensen, to give you all an update on CMS behavior. So I'm gonna share current progress monitoring towards our goals, and then Danielle and John are gonna share what we've been currently doing to reach those goals, and then what we're gonna continue to work on for the rest of the year and next year. So, as Mr. Allmiller and Dr. Woodland actually discussed at our last board meeting, it is important to live our strategic plan, and so at CMS, we have a yearly school improvement plan that we co-create with all stakeholders to guide our continuous improvement process. So we have academic and instruction goals, behavior goals, attendance goals, leadership goals, and culture and climate goals. And all of these goals at the building level help us reach the district and strategic goals under the culture, student support services, and curriculum and instruction umbrella. So you can see on the sheet in front of you, our 2 behavior goals this year are related to improving upon student behavior by increasing the percentage of students receiving 0 and 1 referrals for a minor behavior from 60% to 70%. The 60% was where we ended last year. So that was our baseline data that we started with this year. And then our other goal was improving upon student behavior by decreasing the percentage of students receiving 6 or more referrals, from 17.88% to 15%. So we ended last year with 17% of our students, so almost 18% of our students receiving 6 or more referrals. So you can see the data on the left reflects related to our goals, and we are on track to meet both of our goals with our current progress at 82% of students in the 0 to 1 referral category and 4% of our students receiving 6 or more referrals. Then you can see on the graph on the right, which shows our overall reduction in the number of referrals from last year to this year, we are seeing a 63% reduction in referrals. The deans will speak more to like what we're currently doing to contribute to this success, but I really just wanted to note the importance of strengthening our tier 1 and school-wide practices, because the more clear we can be with students, staff, and families on the expectations and like what will happen if you don't meet them and what will happen if you do meet them, the more students we have in the tier 1, which means there's less students in tier 2 and 3, which is exactly what we want. So I am going to transition now to the deans, but before I do, I just want to take a moment to say thank you to my administrative team, Ms. Weston and Mr. Jensen and Ms. Slavin, for all they do every single day in the trenches to put out all the fires, to support students, staff, and families, and really to thank our staff members, because they have been doing a phenomenal job building classroom culture in their own classrooms and high quality tier 1 instruction, which all go together. So I'm really proud of our work, and I'm going to hand it over to them to talk a little bit more about what we currently are doing and what we will continue to do.
Hi, how's everyone doing? So our current action items, right, are be consistent and clear with the consequences, with follow through and use of progressive discipline. So really being transparent with families and students, always including in the conversation when we have with them, talking about like, hey, this is where we're at, but also this is the next steps and the next place we're gonna go. That includes though not just consequences, but including the different things we could do to help them in that process. Next would be have incentive criteria for PBS Tier 1 assemblies, which the kids love to go to our Fun Olympics and have challenges. We just had a school-wide assembly for IAR the other day. That went really well. We did minute to win it games. It was a really fun time. Out of the blue days where kids can just randomly be rewarded for doing the right thing. So wearing your ID, having your charger was the most recent one for your Chromebooks because we're doing IAR testing. They get rewarded with those things because, hey, you're doing a good job, not just because you have to, but let's reward you for it. So the other day we had popsicles that were handed out. We've done suckers. I know Danielle does a really good job with like attendance incentives as well. We're doing a fun like bracket challenge right now, even too, between the classes. So tying in that March Madness piece into it. Intentional with our advisory schedule, so the students know and the staff know what's going on every day in the rooms, and they can kind of step back. And if there's like on Fridays, they send the email home, look at their grades. They have their SEL, which I'm kind of jumping ahead in the bullet points, but their SEL lessons are planned throughout there, so that they know what they're doing and how to intertwine it all. Bless you.
Bless you.
We have our monthly PBIS meetings, which in those meetings, we sit down, look at the data, can talk about what's happening data-wise, and just it's a collection of various people in the building. So feeling the vibe off of them of like, hey, what's going on? What's working right now and what's not working? And what can we do to fix it if it's not working? So being very transparent, which is nice to staff. And Ab and I feel like have a pretty solid relationship, so there is a pretty open line of communication there to where if something is going wrong or isn't working the way we thought it would, they can come to us, tell us about the problem, and we kind of problem solve it together as a team. We do have our Student of the Month nominated by each team, so that again, just including everyone into everything. Like I said, I jumped to this part, but our SEL lessons are all aligned to expectations and goals, and we do step back at times and modify those. So if we see something as an uptick, if it's inappropriate language, disruption, disrespect, whatever it is, we can step back and address those individually in those moments. Adding in Dean's group is a tier 2 intervention. So having students come down and not in a punitive way to talk with us. I know a lot of times kids come to the office and they're like, what'd I do wrong? And I'm like, nothing, I'm just checking in with you.
The door.
So adding that into tier 2. So there are other things there, not just, hey, here's your consequence, here's what's happening, but kind of building that positive relationship. Having proactive communication, I kind of talked about that earlier, but with students and families. So again, kind of setting the precursor for kind of where they're going if this behavior continues. Also what we're doing positively with the students. So if it is a student who has a reward-based system tied into it, letting their families and parents know that they are meeting those things and hitting those marks that we're looking for, not just making it all negative. I read that one, sorry. High quality tier 1 instruction, specifically classroom culture and tier 1 and classroom management. I know Dr. Muller just touched on this, but staff at the end of the day is doing an awesome job in the classroom with their students, creating an environment where everyone feels welcome, safe, and they can access the curriculum and just kind of access each other in the classroom to where they can make relationships with each other in the classroom, friends, acquaintances, or even just with their staff members and their teachers. And then our updated tiered process, so adding our tier 3 meeting, so we were able to kind of step back and look at big picture this year a lot with a lot of our students and see who's checking the boxes in every category and coming together as a whole team of people to see what we can do to help solve that. And we actually have had a lot of kids roll off of our tier 3 as a whole group because we have been able to sit down, look at what are we doing individually with them and see what we need to tweak and modify and track with them. Because even something as simple that we were working on with one student is just what was the way we're tracking their data and then communicating it with the student so they kind of understood what we were looking for a little better, actually like greatly improved her behavior because she's like, oh, this is what we're looking for in the situation now, not just what am I getting in trouble for? You know, it was really breaking down what is the goal of what we're doing here, and it worked really well. So kind of tying all that together is what we're currently doing, and then Danielle is going to pass it off here, is going to talk about kind of what we plan to continue to do and our next steps.
All right, and like I said, I am here to talk about the continued work. So our focus moving forward is making sure that the systems we have put in place over the last year remains consistent and continue to support students effectively. One of our continued priorities is strengthening tier 2 and tier 3 interventions to ensure students who need additional support are identified early and receive the appropriate interventions with fidelity. Being proactive is one of our major goals instead of being reactive instead. We're also rebooting our common language around behaviors, especially related to disrespect, disruption, and defiance, because we talk about that in our PBIS teams, and we see that that is consistent across the board. So the goal is to ensure that staff have a shared understanding of these behaviors and respond the same way across the building. Another focus will be continuing to support teachers with tier 1 classroom management. That's using the resources we already have, which is capturing kids' heart to help maintain a strong classroom culture and clear expectations for all students. And we will also continue to review our in-school intervention supports to ensure that they remain effective and responsive to student needs. In addition, we will continue to strengthen our SEL implementation and advisory time to make sure that students are developing stronger emotional regulation skills and taking greater ownership of their own behavior. You saw we had some of our CMS leaders, but we would love to have that for all CMS students as well, to make sure they all feel belong and that they all have ownership of their own education. And we're always looking for ways to use advisory time more intentionally, incorporating win time so they can have time to study, as well to give students opportunities to additional support and connection throughout the school day. So overall, our goal is to just continue to strengthen our tier 1 systems while ensuring students who need additional support receive it early, and this will help us sustain progress and make sure that we stay on the right track. Thank you.
I would just like to say, as a parent and as someone who probably spends more time with middle school age children than I would like, that like, I love this. I think you guys are doing an amazing job in terms of getting the kids to not only like do the things that we ask, but also like to make those conscious choices, like to step back and sometimes think about like what it is that you're about to do or say, because we know that this age group is very impulsive. And I just think that it's awesome. I mean, like, you guys, the communication's great in terms of from the parent lens. And I just think that, like, I'm very proud of looking at these numbers and seeing kind of like where was Central and kind of like where are we at now. And I think it's like all because of you guys, the staff, like really buying into this process. So I thank you guys.
Thank you.
And really quickly, I saw in a newsletter that the esports team just won the SWIC championship,
did.
so good job.
Amazing.
Snuck it away from all.
All right, Jean. Hi.
Hi, my name is Jean Hector, and this is Allison Milton. We are here to represent the Evergreen Park Federal Credit Union. And what we do, the credit union itself, for those that don't know, is made up of all the Aero Co-op employees. It's District 231, the high school, and us, of course, District 124. And what we do, once a year, we give out 3 $1,000 grants, we're gonna call them. And what we do is we just put it out to everybody in the 3 facilities that they can write a proposal with the hopes of getting $1,000. And this would be to enhance the students, something that they would do that they don't typically do. So, the winner this year, it's Katie Rowe, and unfortunately, she is not here. But her proposal was Swinging for Change. It's a golf thing, which I know some guys are just thrilled about. And we were lucky enough to listen to Katie, and Katie got the idea. She actually went to she's a PE teacher, of course. So she went to the PE classrooms and she said, "What would you like to see here?" And they go, "Oh, we don't know." And she says, "Well, what about a golf unit?" And they were super excited. And then her and her fellow PE teachers went to, conference? And it was.
She was able to try
Yeah.
out the material and really like get some hands-on experience with some of the material that she then wrote in her proposal to, use the grant to purchase to expand her curriculum so that the students would be taught variety of different golf skills. Starting at Southwest, and then the materials and the curriculum itself would pass through every elementary school to give all of the K-5 students the opportunity to practice their skills in golf. She did talk about a lot today about how, some students, they're not necessarily team sports kids. And it's really a good opportunity to give students who maybe want to do more of a solo sport an opportunity to practice things like that instead of kids who just, are volleyball, basketball, sports kind of kids, so.
And
it was
she
really
also,
great.
and she also said that she's bringing in, what is it, a golf pro?
Yep.
And and this person is gonna teach them how to chip,
long,
swing and swing.
Yeah, we're not, we don't.
It's not here, we're
not
golfers, yeah.
But she's super excited about it, but the thing is too about this program, she can adapt it to the skill levels of everybody. It's not like y'all have to do one thing. She can basically drop it down or bring it up to whatever class that she is doing. And it is thrilling that the whole district is gonna,
Yeah, I love that.
you know,
The opportunity to learn to golf. So, So congrats, Katie Rowe.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jean and Ellie. My next update is a brief update regarding registration for 26-27. So just to preference kindergarten and new student registration, if you saw my most recent email to the district, it is now open. Upcoming important dates specific to kindergarten and new student registration. So we will have an open residency verification night for kindergarten and new students, particularly on one evening, April 29th, from 5:30 to 7:30. And you would receive additional information whether or not you need to attend that event. All incoming kindergarten students and new students will be required to attend that event, just to clarify. In terms of returning students, returning student registration will open this summer, and that is to allow administration to take a deeper dive into residency requirements. And so I just want all families as well as board members to be aware that they will need to upload residency documents to PowerSchool. That is new and it will be a requirement. This was optional in the past, but again, this is something that will be required for all families in order to ensure residency guidelines. As part of the registration process, there may be a request for families to provide additional documentation and information as deemed necessary by administration. And this step is obviously essential in maintaining residency requirements as outlined in Illinois School Code and Board Policy. And D124, our registration team, does have the authority and may conduct home visits, which is important for the board to be aware of. We do have the authority to do that process as well in the event we're questioning residency. And we would do that in partnership, particularly with the Evergreen Park Police Department. Charmaine Wright, our SRO resource officer, has been exceptionally supportive of that in the past as well. So that is big picture registration updates, and please be on the lookout for future communication. All right, my last report, only 10 tonight, guys. I mean, is highlights from our school calendar. So I'm going to briefly review. It's very similar structure to last school year. So our school calendar for Teacher Institute Day would start on August 17th, with our half day of student attendance starting on August 20th. If you see September, we do have a holiday on September 7th, that is Labor Day. Moving into October, our Teacher Institute Day is on the 9th, and we have a holiday on the 12th. Our end of quarter one would take place on October 23rd. November, we do move into our holiday, and we are recommending that we observe Veterans Day, which means that students would not be in attendance. Our parent-teacher conferences would take place during Thanksgiving break, so we'd have a full day of parent-teacher conferences on that Monday that lead into the evening, and a half day of parent-teacher conferences in the morning. There is no student attendance on that Wednesday, and then Thursday is Thanksgiving, and no student attendance on Friday. Students would resume classes on the 1st, and we really did do our very best, and we are in alignment with the high school in terms of Christmas break. And so Christmas break would be starting on the 23rd with no student attendance on the 23rd. And then we would be returning with a Teacher Institute Day on January 6th. So this is always a tricky topic in terms of when Christmas or the holiday season actually falls. We did really recommend, although it might be typical in nature that we have the 3 weekends, we are prioritizing, again, students returning to school in an effort to release students as close to Memorial Day as possible. With that, we move into January. So we have the holiday on January 18th. And then we also have our holiday on February 15th with President's Day. I hear they're moving the Super Bowl.
They are.
Yeah. So that's exciting. Less call-offs. And then in March, I am recommending that we keep Pulaski Day. The main reason why is in coordination also again with the high school. The high school is not, they are not in attendance on that day as well. Along with other parochial schools within the community. And then recommending from there, we would have our spring break that starts on the 26th. Again, it is backed to Easter, the Easter holiday, which is typical of this community to recommend that our spring break follows the Easter holiday. It is very early next year, which then does create somewhat of a long stretch, but I know we can do it. And so ultimately, the one last thing to note is that in our collective bargaining agreement, teachers are provided the opportunity for a clerical day. So the clerical day will be held on June 1st. That clerical day provides teachers the opportunity to complete all of their grading and make sure report cards are completed, and then they would be distributed to students on that half day of attendance on the 2nd, which is really early.
I'm pretty impressed with that.
It's the earliest we've been in a long time.
Yeah.
You're right.
Look at that, Denise. She can plan her vacation.
I
Oh,
have-
you'll be at the high school next year.
I have one question about it.
Yeah.
Traditionally in the past, we are closed on election days because our school serves polling places. I didn't see that on there. Are we not acting as polling places this time around?
We are still acting as polling places. We do have the authority to mark that as an e-learning day, and that was just newly released.
Okay.
We do have a system in place. We have currently 3 buildings that are considered polling places where we could still have student attendance. It is just a matter of student safety that we can discuss more intentionally. I did, however, have a preferential conversation with Jim about potentially no longer holding them as polling places if that's an option for us.
Mm-hmm.
It would be my preference
Okay.
to not have them listed. Because it is, it's not a presidential election, we're allowed to be in attendance.
Okay. Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Great. Any other questions about the calendar? It's my favorite topic. That was sarcastic.
Big one, wasn't it?
All right, Eric. Hi again.
Oh, this is B.
We're doing really good. It's 7:15. We went as fast as we could.
We're doing great.
I'll make sure to go fast this time. Statement of expenditures, nothing crazy changed, prior month, salaries and benefits. Revenues, we started receiving revenues from property taxes, which is good. Not the amount that we thought from the original allocation that they gave us. But the good news is, as of today, we received 94% of what we're supposed to receive. So a lot of it's coming with the March. And as a result, our fund balance is roughly the same. Does anyone have any questions?
So we're gonna be rolling up on when the next
Yeah.
tax cycles should be coming in. I mean, I'm sure that they're saying that it's gonna be on time, but like, is there a sense amongst business officers in the township and such, like, should we expect more of the same in terms of delays, or are they gonna get
It's
this stuff,
the conversation's kind of like, they say it's on time, but they also said all this other stuff. And so it's
Yeah.
like, either
Well,
you
it's the
could-
wrong amount.
Right, so like, what do you wanna believe? So we hope they're telling the truth, but you know, you have to be responsible and act as if they aren't telling the truth, just so you can make sure that education can be continued.
Great, thanks, Eric.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Carrie Berry, summer school.
It is. We're here. We're ending. We're almost there. Okay, so this year summer school program dates where children will be in attendance June 9th through July 8th. June 8th will be a Teacher Institute Planning Organizational Day. Our daily schedule is 8:30 to 11:30. It will be at Northeast School this year. So it's all current pre-K and to 7th grade. Co-principals are myself and Dr. Vermeer. And then surveys have gone out to the staff members regarding interest in working. So compiling that list right now and checking it twice. And then student recommendations, lots of staff members already have theirs in and ready to go. So those are due before we leave for spring break, so March 26th. And then parent letters will go home once we get back from spring break. So, any questions? Okay, great, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, at this time, we are at the public comment section of our meeting. I don't think anybody's left here, but do I have any green cards? I don't have any green cards. Well, I'll just read my thing real fast then. Per Board of Education Policy 2230, a few reminders specifically about the logistics for the public comment portion of every meeting, including this evening, as is posted on our agenda publicly for every meeting. To respect all of our stakeholders, our commenters, our board, our public, we adhere very closely to the 3-minute limit for everyone. We will set a timer and we expect everyone to respect their 3 minutes. In addition, we do not respond to public comments at board meetings, but we do hear them. We respect, listen to, and take into account all community member concerns. If there's a specific question that comes up that we can respond to after the meeting, we will do so in a timely manner or designate an appropriate staff member to do so. All right. Board reports. What do we have here? District review team. Dr. Woodland.
That's me. Yes, we reviewed the calendar. You saw it. Great.
Beautiful. Moving right
Fast.
along.
Right, move right along.
All right, the Safety and Security Committee met last week, so Dr. Michael Thomas, if you don't mind sharing with us some
Yeah.
updates.
So we started off talking about an interesting issue, I guess, for our community. Jim mentioned the idea of a phone tree starting between like the district, primarily Southwest Elementary School would be involved there. Saint Xavier, Mother Macaulay, Brother Rice, again, because that corner of the village is Chicago. Sometimes if there's an issue that happens on one of those campuses, if Chicago Police Department's taking care of that, sometimes we're not notified in Evergreen Park. So to be proactive, they started a phone tree where if something happens, they can alert each other. And the same thing if something was to happen like on the corner there, like 99th in California, we could call them and let them know just in case there was something that's going sideways, just so buildings can be alerted, make sure that all the kids are safe, make sure that the kids are indoors and things of that nature. We talked about elevator issues at CMS, and it is what it is. CMS is what it is. So we talked about that, needing repairs done. I think the elevator is approximately 50 years old. So to fix that, it's kind of beyond its lifespan here. So hopefully, as DLA said, there'll be a new CMS and we don't have to worry about that. We talked about software. I know Dan was talking about the idea of we've got new cameras. We actually increased our software package to where we can store more files or store files for a longer period of time. The storage will also allow us to have like the HD cameras. You can get better, clearer images just in case something was to happen on one of our properties. We do have that footage to make sure that, things, if we need to, things could be shown. And then we talked a little bit just about like building security. An example was given of another school where the sign-in was actually in the vestibules, like at CMS. If you go there, you get buzzed in, and then by the time you're showing your ID, you're already in the office. That idea of, to be able to like scan your ID, go through the Raptor system and do some of those things from in the vestibule before you actually enter the building, would be a nice thing, and we're gonna look into seeing, the logistics on that piece. But again, just the primary thing of thinking like, how can we continue to make sure that our schools are safe, that our kids are safe, because that's always like priority number one, when people are sending their kids to us.
So when you talk about the storing files longer, that's closed circuit television recording?
Yes, so like if something happened, you want it to be where sometimes if there's an investigation, there might be a length of time between when the incident happened and when people are coming back to us. And just being able to have that footage for a longer period of time. Sometimes it's not a week, sometimes it's a couple weeks later where they're coming to you. And being able to have that is good for just the community safety piece.
Do we know how long they're currently stored for?
Approximately 28 days.
28 days, okay.
So we went from 28 to 60? 60, better clarity,
And are we the only ones that have access to the images? Or does the hosting, because I'm assuming it's like a cloud storage?
No, it's all internal.
Oh, it's all hard
Servers.
drive?
Dan has it.
Dan purchased servers.
Okay,
In-house servers.
okay, I like the sound of that.
We talked about that before.
Yeah,
About the clouds.
No, it was good. It was all good news.
All good news,
It was
yeah.
all, I feel like, again, the committee, I feel like is doing a really good job in terms of making sure that, safety is a priority. It's a priority everywhere.
Yep.
So I think anytime we can update our systems to meet the needs of the kids in the community, that's a really good thing.
Agreed. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen, I appreciate that. Let's go into the Aero Governing Board meeting. Mr. Shepherd, if you please.
Yes, I attended the meeting, I was there.
Very good, moving on.
We opened the meeting as normal. In the beginning, we discussed personnel. They were saying that Dan, which was not there, I don't know who Dan is, but he did a really good job of doing job fairs, trying to, attract fans. Yeah, he wasn't there. I don't know. They said Dan, I'm like, okay, Dan, I got you. However, they say you should expect some resignations around this time, but have full confidence that they'll be able to staff what's needed and keep going forward. We talked about Aero was having a little problem financial wise because Cook County was holding back money, as we all know. They got the money in, budget's going good. Have full faith that the finances is on track and they're doing what they need to do. They did transition over from Rich Van Lee for transportation services over to First Student, which is the newer company. I guess First Student is a larger company, which is a better position to facilitate the needs at Aero. They have a long-standing, reputation of doing what they do. And they also bring to the table something called the Student Halo System, which allows for parents to get tracking and daily updates and things like right then and there. So it's better benefit, so they're looking forward to that. We went over the calendar, we approved it, it's fine. We did talk about the strategic plan, which was presented and approved. Understand, this was a 5-month thing. It was 5 months, they did 22 meetings, and it was 36 team members over a 60-hour plus period to get this plan put together. It does go for 6 years, so, you know, all the effort in it. But it was pretty cool the way they set it up, you know, because I sat there as a parent and as a, you know, board member, and I was able to push out my ideas. Those ideas went to the staff looked them over, then it went to the administration, then we got feedback, and then we rearranged things, and it just kept going back and forth until they came up with this massive plan. And the plan pretty much covers instructional excellence, climate and culture, and then it's going to cover student growth and achievement. So it's round and it's very well structured to carry everything. Arrow has a large concern with making sure you're comfortable. No matter what aspect you're, whether you're working there as an administrator, as an educator, as, you know, a volunteer parent or whatever it is, they want you to be comfortable at all times. So I was really impressed that they put all this effort into coming up with this plan. We then moved on to the Federal Credit Union Education Grant. We were looking for that large check. Everybody kept saying, where's the check? They didn't bring the check. I'm like, what check? I see the check. But that was issued to Melissa Ferry, which she gets a lot.
She gets a lot of awards.
She's a very good, I mean, a lot. She's gonna use it to purchase outdoor playground equipment for the students, so that was a plus win-win. There was some other awards given out to some students. We then talked about that we need to look at the articles of agreement to revise some of them because they don't fit right now with the new way that Arrow is required to collect payments with the new Code S funds and all this stuff. So there's some restructuring we have to do to make sure that the articles match the way that they need to collect things. Things need to be eliminated and some things need to be modified. Last but not least, I believe we had the talk about the health and life safety inspection that they had, which they passed with flying colors. They had exactly 0 violations.
Hey,
And that's their 3rd consecutive year with 0 violations.
with that new building, they better.
Yes, new building, no violations whatsoever. And last but not least, we had a FOIA request. We had several FOIA requests, but one was really intense. I mean, they were going back and forth, but it's all said and done. Then we went to closed session, and I have no notes from there.
Excellent, thank you. All right, let's get this moving. Item 9. Oh no, I'm sorry, we're gonna do item 8, board comments. So if there's any just potpourri categories of things people wanna talk about, now's the time that we're gonna do it. Otherwise, we'll just jump right into board action, but I wanna make sure everybody has an opportunity to.
There's a couple things I'd like to jump in on.
Yes.
I love the idea of that 6th grade orientation.
Yes.
You know, both my kids have already, you know, one's already in high school, one's already in 6th grade. That would have been a great thing to start the year off, where they have the whole day there. I know we've done, you know, that day in the past, you know, but I love this idea.
Well, you will be very grateful to hear that Dr. Mueller approved it.
Oh, good, good. I
So
love
we
the
will work
idea.
on communication to
Yes.
families and make sure that it's solidified.
That sounds, that I was really excited about. And then also the new proposal regarding the building. I mean, that shows the community, we took what they said, we went back, we came back, that was a great number to come back with. And I think, I can't see how community members couldn't see how that was a huge change. I mean, it would be so beneficial for our students. And I'm looking forward to getting that thing on the ballot and hopefully it passes.
Here.
Yep, second.
Got a quick comment about the gym uniforms. You know,
Yes,
the presentation from them. But one, could we make it broader? Could we make it a competition? Like, could we have the different classrooms maybe like design what they would want the gym uniform to look like, and you know, and somebody wins in the end. You know, kind of like Evergreen, when we used to have, they would have them design the sticker
Yes,
for the vehicles.
sure,
And then there was somebody awarded that a child one, you know, make them more involved, you know, it appears that they want style different color and softer material.
Well, they want a lot of things.
Yeah, you know, so they want a little bit of pizzazz, or whatever you wanna call it. So maybe make it a competition and see either grade or classroom or activity, club or whatever it is, and have them compete and come up with it, cause therefore then they'll be proud of it.
Yeah.
They'll wanna put it on because they respect it, cause it was their idea, and should make it easy for everyone.
You know, they were talking about like every teacher, as a teacher, I could see it being different colors for every grade level, but I think it might be a little
difficult
too
by class,
difficult
yeah.
by class, especially changing.
Yeah.
And I think it would be nice division with different colors, like my daughter lost her shorts, you know what I mean? Cause it is, they pick them up and whatnot, but I mean, I could see the different colors for different grade levels, but I mean,
Yes.
just my opinion.
I honestly hadn't thought of gym uniforms in probably 20+ years. So. But as soon as they described it, I was like, oh yeah, I remember what those things. They probably look the same.
It was really cute too. One of the girls came and demoed it for me. Like she
Oh,
okay.
came and, do you see how ugly this is?
Oh, wow.
I get it, okay.
I get it, yeah.
Right.
Any other board comments? All right, moving along. Item 9, action items. We have A, the consent agenda, which includes 1, approve monthly transaction reports for February 2026. 2, approve fund balance reports for February 2026. 3, approve expenditure report and projected payroll report for March 2026. 4, approve board minutes from the regular meeting of February 18, 2026. 5, approve the closed session minutes from the regular meeting of February 18, 2026. 6, approve destruction of closed session tapes from November 2021. 7, personnel recommendations. There are 6 FMLA leaves of absence and resignations. There are also 6. Do we have a first?
Motion to approve consent agenda item A.
Very good. Do we have a second?
Second.
Excellent. And a roll call, please.
Dr. Michael Thomas,
Yes.
O'Neill Gray,
Yay.
Lauren Dowden,
Yay.
David Shepherd,
Yes.
Rachel Merrickwin, yes, Janice Jones,
Yes.
Michael Almond.
Yay.
Motion passed.
Very good. Thank you so much. Item B, approve new human resources director effective July 1. Can I say the
No.
name?
You have to vote on it.
We gotta vote it out first.
Motion to approve
Right.
new human resources director.
Very good. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Excellent. Roll call, please.
Dr. Michael Thomas,
Yes.
Rachel Merrickwin, yes, Janice Jones,
Yes.
O'Neill Gray,
Yay.
David Shepherd,
Yes.
Lauren Dowden,
Yay.
Michael Allmiller.
Yay.
Motion passed.
Excellent.
Nice.
Congratulations to Dr. Jamie Vermeer. We're very excited to be elevating you.
Yeah, so I have asked Dr. Vermeer, who just finished her dissertation today. Not only did she announce to her staff that she's leaving, but she also defended her dissertation today at 3 o'clock.
It's a day.
She wouldn't let anyone go, but I think Dr. Moeller and Scott and
I was
Ashley
there.
finally got an invite because it was virtual, so she finally changed her mind, so.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you. I just want to say thanks for this opportunity. I'm super excited to take this next step in my career, and I appreciate the trust that you've placed in me to take on this role. I want to start by just thanking Patricia for all the work that you've done to set up this. We all know you've worked really hard to build this department, to set up all the systems within the department, and I'm really excited to jump in on the foundation that you've started and to continue to move it forward.
I wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you. I also want to just thank the administrative team, to the principals who, you know, I came in here as a first-year principal 5 years ago, and they have been nothing but supportive to me throughout the process, and I've learned from all of you. So I'm excited to continue to work alongside them in this new role. I'm especially thankful for the Southeast staff. I will say the hardest part of this for me is to walk away from Southeast. I absolutely have loved the job that I've had and have truly loved going to work every day for the last 4.5 years. It was hard to tell them this morning that you know, that time is coming to an end, but everybody was so understanding at the same time and was just so excited for me. So it was bittersweet, but I have learned a lot from the teachers at Southeast who every day I think really truly work so hard for this community and for our students. And I've seen that and I'm just super proud of the growth that I've been able to experience with them and alongside them. Also to our Southeast families, I came in right after COVID, so just kind of rebuilding that relationship with the families. And I really just appreciate the trusting relationships that I've had with the Southeast families, and I'm certainly going to kind of miss the day-to-day of seeing them. As I transition into this role, I'm excited to bring my leadership to the district level and work to align the goals of the Human Resources Department along the district's strategic plan. I think that HR plays a critical role in supporting our staff who ultimately support our students. So in the area of belonging, I look forward to continuing our equity work by strengthening standardized hiring practices, supporting equitable allocation of staff and resources, and ensuring our minority staff members feel seen, heard, and valued. This also includes continuing to diversify our staff so that our students see themselves reflected in the educators that they learn from every day. In the area of curriculum and instruction, I hope to support a strong and consistent teacher evaluation process and that helps ensure that expectation and practices are aligned across the district. In the area of special ed, I look forward to partnering with Becky and Megan to continue to strengthen equity across our buildings in terms of staffing, programming, including looking at workloads, caseload, and IEP minutes, while also incorporating parent communication. So I truly appreciate this opportunity and I look forward to the work ahead. Thank you.
So, Dr. Vermeer, if I understand it correctly, you informed your staff this morning,
Yeah,
you defended your dissertation today,
yeah,
and now you've just gotten a new job.
yeah.
What's your favorite kind of wine? Will you be having some tonight? What a day.
I think she probably is looking forward to going to bed.
Well, that's amazing. I'm tired just thinking about it. Okay, item C. Approve new associate principal at Central Middle School effective July 1, 2026. Do we have a first?
Motion to approve the new associate principal at Central Middle School.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Do we have, or could we have a roll call, please?
I just love the way he.
It's exciting.
Dr. Michael Thomas.
Yes.
David Shepherd.
Yes.
Denise Jones.
Yes.
Rachel Merrickwin, yes. O'Neill Gray.
Yay.
Lauren Dowden.
Yay.
Motion, oh, wait, Michael O'Malley.
Yay,
Motion passed.
very good. Congratulations to Danielle Weston.
At this time, I'd like to introduce Miss Danielle Weston. She is about as CMS through and through as they come. And we are so excited for her leadership, and she would also like to say a few words to the board.
I'm back again. I would just like to say it is truly an honor to stand before you tonight. I'm really extremely grateful for the opportunity to continue serving the students, staff, and families of Central Middle School as associate principal. CMS is not just where I work, as she said, it's part of my story as well. I once walked those same hallways as a middle school student when it was a junior high, and now years later, I have the privilege of helping lead the school that helped shape me who I am today. Central has invested in me as a student, and I'm now honored to invest in the next generation of students walking those same hallways. Serving as dean this past year has been an incredible experience. I've had lovely teammates and staff and also colleagues that I love, and it's allowed me to build meaningful relationships with students, support our teachers, and help strengthen the culture and climate of our school. Every day I'm reminded that when students feel seen, supported, and challenged, they rise to the expectations we set for them. As I move into this new role, my commitment remains the same. I will continue working alongside our staff to support students academically, socially, and emotionally while helping ensure that every student who walks through our doors feels valued, supported, and prepared for what comes next. Thank you for your trust and support. I'm excited to continue servicing CMS community and helping lead the way of work and preparing every student for a successful future. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing.
Okay. Item D, approve Oosterbaan and Sons Company base bid, including allowances of $162,460 for 2026 interior painting project at Northwest School. Do I have a first?
Motion to approve the painting project at Northwest School.
Excellent. Is there a second?
Second.
Could we have a roll call, please?
Dr. Michael Thomas,
Yes.
Denise Jones,
Yes.
O'Neill Gray, Lauren Dowden, David Shepherd,
Yes.
Rachel Merrickwin, yes, Michael Allmiller,
Yay.
motion passed. Painting. Paint.
No, but honestly, like the paint
Steph,
does
needed
do
it.
such a huge
Yeah,
difference
it does,
in
it does.
building, so it really is cool.
And it came in
Yeah.
significantly under
Yeah.
our projections.
Yeah,
And
that's
that is applause
Better.
worthy. All right. E, approve school calendar for 2026-2027 school year as presented. Is there a first?
Motion to approve the school calendar as presented.
And a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Dr. Michael Thomas,
Yes.
David Shepherd,
Yes, yes, yes.
Denise Jones,
Yes.
O'Neill Gray,
Yay.
Lauren Dowden,
Yay.
Rachel Merrickwin, yeah. I never have spring break with my kids. Michael Allmiller,
Hey,
motion passed.
excellent. Thank you so much. All right. Item F, approve summer school program. Is there a first?
Motion to approve the summer school program.
And a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Dr. Michael Thomas,
Yes.
Rachel Merrickwin, yes, O'Neill Gray,
Yay.
Denise Jones,
Yes.
David Shepherd,
Yes.
Lauren Dowden,
Yay.
Michael Allmiller,
Yay.
motion passed.
Very good. All right, item 10. We are going to be recessing to closed session, Gesundheit, to discuss the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the district or legal counsel for the district, including hearing testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee or against legal counsel for the district to determine its validity, 5 ILCS 120/2C1, and the placement of individual students in special education programs and other matters relating to individual students, 5 ILCS 120/2C10. All in favor of recessing to closed session? Aye. Wonderful. All right, everyone streaming at home, this is where the stream ends. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody here, thank you so much for attending. You're welcome to stay. We don't know when we're gonna come back, so there's no hard feelings. If you wish to go, grab a cupcake on your way out.